Hello, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel. Well, I think this is the first time I'm saying welcome back to my channel. So welcome back to my channel. Yes, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you so much for your support so far. Really appreciate it. And for those that have given feedbacks, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. So today we are going to be talking about an interesting topic. We are talking about something that I found. I think it's been a discussion on social media for a while now. You know, people talking about like blah 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 blah. Anyways, today the topic is, what do you bring to the table? I realize this is a question that there's been like ongoing debate about it, that maybe when you go on a date and someone asks you that, what do you bring to the table? This is a question that women get asked mostly because, and I believe the reason why some men are asking this question is because women place a lot of expectations on men, and then I mean the men are trying to flip it around now to ask the women that, okay, like, if you expect this much from me, what exactly are you bringing to the table to want to expect so much from me? So I'm going to be speaking on my perspective on this particular topic. They ask you that, what do you bring to the table, whether you are the man or the woman, because my topics here, they're not just centered on maybe like the women alone. It goes both ways. So here is my perspective. Like, what do you bring to the table? Hello, seriously. Personally, I don't think that's a viable question. Like, in my own perspective, it is your responsibility to observe somebody enough to know if you want to be with that person. I understand that in the age of like online dating, people, I mean, people meet one another and maybe they've not like been in like an environment together for a long time to get to know one another. So it's a question that might possibly, pop up with, the online dating culture. But personally, I don't think it is a right question to ask somebody, whether as a man, whether as a woman, because I think that we choose people based on, what we are looking for, based on the values we seek. And it is your responsibility to look for those values in those people as quietly as you can, by observing them, by talking to them. You can ask this question in different ways. You necessarily don't have to ask it directly that, what do you bring to the table? Because by asking someone that, okay, so let's say, where did you grow up? What's your qualification as in degree? Let's say, what do you do for a living? That's you asking that question indirectly. So to kind of ask that question just directly at somebody, personally, I think it's offensive. And I say this from the perspective because I believe a lot of people that follow me on this channel, a lot of our subscribers, I believe there are people who are really serious about their lives. They've been working on themselves. So as someone who has really been putting in the work, trying to make something out of your life, if you ask me, what do I bring to the table, and you're not an employer, honestly, the only person that is qualified to ask that question, as far as I'm concerned, is an employer. And this is because it is a fee for service kind of thing. You understand? An employer is called, that's the only person, as far as I'm concerned, that can ask me that, what do I bring to the table? And even an employer is not going to ask you directly that, what do you bring to the table? So I think that's an offensive question, and I think it's a question that has been engendered by this culture that just wants to get things so fast. We are in the microwave generation, we are in the McDonald's generation, where people just want to get things as fast as they want. So you are just trying to ask that person, what do you bring to the table? Because you want to see if the person fits, or like, I don't know. But personally, it is not a question that I would recommend that you answer. If someone puts that question out to you directly like that, I mean, you're permitted to walk out. You're permitted to walk out, because if the person really wants to know you, then they should spend more time trying to know you. So to me, it's a red flag if someone, let's say you are going on a date or even on the friendship level, and they ask you that, what do you bring to the table? The only person who should ask you that question, as far as I am concerned, is an employer, and that's because it's a fee for service kind of thing. Relationships, honestly, is about compromise. If you're going to marry somebody, it's about compromise, it's about values, it's about it's a decision. It's not just something that is like fee for service. It's not just something that, what do you bring to the table? Because there are days where you may think this person is bringing like their 50% or their 100% or their 70% to the table, and there are some days they may not be able to deliver anything. That's relationship for you, that's marriage. So that's why a lot of time people have said that marriage is all about compromise. So if they're asking you that question on a date, that what do you bring to the table, I would consider that a red flag, because to me it shows that the person is probably someone who is very, very calculative, in the sense that they actually put like monetary value on literally everything they do. So, and if you're dealing with someone, especially in the relationship kind of setting, who puts monetary value on everything that they do, it's going to affect you in the long run, especially as a woman. So now I'm going to be talking about why people ask that question, why they ask the question, and I'm going to be talking about why you should not answer the question, or how you should see yourself even as a person who has been adding value to themselves, because I believe I'm talking to people who are actively adding value to themselves, who are pursuing their purpose, who are trying to better their lives. So now the number one reason why people ask that question, what do you bring to the table, is because they are trying to make you vie for a position in their life. Take it for instance, when you're applying to a job, for instance, you are not the only one. You are likely not the only one applying for that job. So an employer would ask you that, why are you, what do you bring to the table? And even, like I said, the employer would not ask you directly, like that. So when someone asks you that, what do you bring to the table, the person is not really interested in getting to know you. The person just wants to know what you can offer. It's a different thing when someone is interested in you and when someone is interested in what you can offer. So like I said, we pursue value on based on what we think is important to us, based on what we think we want. So you want people who actually want to get to know you and want to like you for like you, not just like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Because honestly, what you bring to the table might fade from time to time. People change. So when someone asks you that, what do you bring to the table, they are trying to make you vie for a position in their life. And if you fall for that bait, honestly, you might keep vying for that position in their life and you might never get to it. That's the tricky part of it. They're trying to put you in the position where you are trying to like, for instance, just as like in the employment case I just gave, like there are other people. So you want to look at that person like, okay, like, is this person trying to like put me at par with other people? Especially if this is someone you've been around for quite a long time. I'm not talking about like online dating. Well, even in online dating, I think it's offensive. I think I already mentioned that, but it's as simple as that. They're trying to make you vie for a position in your life, and if you fall for that bait, you might continue vying for that position in your life. So that brings us to my second point. Second point is that they're trying to put you on edge. Because when someone asks you that, what do you bring to the table, and you fall for that bait, guess what? You automatically start talking more than necessary. As much as possible, when you're trying to get to know somebody, there should be some mystery about you. You shouldn't just tell them everything about your life, everything that you're all about, everything that you can do. Like, there should be at least some mystery. Like I said, people who ask such questions, they are kind of very calculative people. They can be manipulative as well, because those set of people want to know everything about you, but they might likely not tell you everything about them, but they want to have every information about you. So that's why I said that it's a bait, it's a red flag. So they're trying to put you on edge. They want to get to know everything about you. They want to get you to run your mouth, and literally they're trying to disarm you. So watch out for that. So the third reason why they would ask you, sometimes you could already even be in a relationship with the person, and then and all of this I'm saying is not just applicable to maybe when you're trying to meet somebody. It also happens in relationships. Sometimes you're already in the relationship, sometimes you're married to them, and the person will look at you and be like, what do you bring to the table? That's really offensive. So the third point I'm trying to say is that the person is trying to encroach on your self-esteem. Especially if you're in a kind of situation where there's only one person bringing in the finance, don't fall for it. When they ask you that, what do you bring to the table, it is not your responsibility to start mentioning the things you do, because they know what you're doing. They know what you do on a daily basis. And no matter how insignificant what you think your role in the house is, as long as you're in that house, especially as a woman, you play a significant role. You do. You play. So this is especially to women. Don't fall for it. If you think what I'm saying resonates with you, please share with your sister, share with your friends. Encourage people to like, to subscribe to our channel. Honestly, they're trying to encroach on your self-esteem. If, for instance, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, for instance, it's a whole lot to be a stay-at-home mom. So if your spouse asks you that, what do you bring to the table? You don't have to start running your mouth that, oh, I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids. No, that question is not meant. I consider that question a rhetorical question in that instance. So it's not your responsibility to answer that question, because why? They're trying to encroach on your self-esteem. They're trying to make you look insignificant in the grand scheme of things. So you should not answer that question, because if you answer that question, you are giving your power away. And as much as possible, you don't want to give your power away to people, because if you're like, especially sometimes in toxic situations, the essence is for you to lose your self-esteem. So by answering that question, you are belittling yourself before that person, because the person may think that, well, I make the money and it's the money that run the things in the house, so what you're doing is insignificant. This is very, very common in it's very popular in cultures where, you know, women are a lot of time reliant on the men, you know. So so those are like the three major things I want to talk about. Firstly, they're trying to make you vie for a position in their life. Secondly, they're trying to put you on edge, you know, they're trying to make you talk, they're trying to get you to say everything that you have, everything that you are all about. Then thirdly, they're trying to encroach on your self-esteem, and you should never allow anybody do that, you know. So how then do you you know, not fall for this kind of bait? First of all, you have to recognize that you are an asset. Like I said, we have been building ourselves, we've been developing ourselves, we've been pursuing our purpose, pursuing our goals. Come on, you have to recognize at every instance that you are an asset. So whoever does not see that you're an asset, that's not your problem. You understand? People should be able to meet you halfway. People should be able to, there should be some form of compromise. So whoever does not see your value, that's not your problem. There's always somebody else who is going to see your value. Like, it is not your responsibility to start trying to make somebody see your value by overperforming, because when you're overperforming, you are belittling yourself before them. You should just be yourself. People who are meant for you would see your value, and you don't have to try too hard. So you have to recognize that you are an asset, no matter where you are, no matter where you go to, no matter the people you are associated with. You have to know that you're an asset. You have to understand the value that you bring into a relationship or a friendship, such that, you know, even when the person is not there, you know that, well, I know what I have been doing, I know what I can do, you know, I know my value, I know that I am an asset. So irrespective of what you say, you know, as someone who has been developing themselves, you know, trying to better their life, reading books, you know, listening to podcasts, trying to, you know, make effort to be a better person, even at home, at work, everywhere. And then you're asking such a person that, what do they bring to the table? Excuse me. So you have to recognize your own power. You have to recognize that you're an asset. You have to recognize that, well, it is not your fault that they cannot see your value, your you know, your worth, and it is not your responsibility to overperform to satisfy whatever it is that you're looking for. So you can always remove yourself from situations that, you know, would make you lose your self-esteem, especially if it is still like, you know, dating situations, or, you know, friendship situations. Nobody should put you on edge. Nobody should make you feel like you're not doing enough, especially when you're trying. And I'm making you know, conscious effort to say that people who are trying, because it is important you try. It is important that you add value to yourself. It is important that you are valuable, that you know, you are an asset wherever you are. So when you're an asset wherever you are, even people would not want to ask you that, what do you bring to the table, because they see what you bring to the table, they know what you bring to the table. But we have so many people out there today who are really manipulative, who are really cunning, who are really calculative, and the only way they can feel good about themselves is when they try to bring you down. So some of those people might ask that kind of question, what do you bring to the table? Now you have to recognize that, man, I'm an asset. I'm sorry that you cannot see what I bring to the table, but it is not my responsibility to start outlining the things I bring to the table. Maybe you should go elsewhere where you like what is on the table. So, you know, I am who I am, and you know, What I'm not going to do is belittle myself to make you feel better about yourself. So thank you so much, guys. That's all I have to say for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please continue to like, subscribe, share our video with people who you think might, they might learn from the things, I have been saying. I try as much as possible to bring value on this channel. And please comment below if you think what I've said so far resonates with you. Please comment comment below. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for joining. I will see you guys next time. Stay blessed.